A lot of us are starting to register our kids for school. I know the registration is underway for junior kindergarten and kindergarten, and that brings us to getting our children ready at the preschool age in terms of their social skills, their speech skills. And joining us to talk about that, Catherine Robinson, Language Express Preschool Speech and Language Services. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And so this is a huge umbrella that you pretty much cover. And so what is exactly the services that you're offering, and what are you hoping to achieve with these parents and these kids as they're heading off into the school system?
We provide service to kids from birth till they start senior kindergarten, and we can help with kids who are having trouble with their speech, so their sounds they're making, their language, knowing vocabulary, words, things like that. But also we work with kids who have social communication difficulties, and that was the main thing that I wanted to talk to you about today, because people don't always think about that when they're thinking about communication development.
Is it in terms of the communication with themselves and their parents, with teachers, with other students, especially in playtime, or understanding how their social skills are working?
Yeah, it's part of all of those things. For example, you and I are showing some pretty good social communication skills right here. When we're talking, we're looking at each other, we're taking turns talking, we're using facial expression, gestures, sort of body language to tell each other that we're interested in the conversation, that we're, when it's my turn's done, when it's your turn. Those are the sorts of skills we're talking about.
How do we start to work with them? Do you realize that parents see their child as being in need, or that they're not quite developing at the right time, or are these things that we can work with our children prior to and work on these at home?
Definitely, and these are things that children learn from the time they're born, really, through play and through interacting with their parents and other important people in their lives. But some kids just seem to need a little extra help to get on track, and those are the kids that we'd really like parents to be watching for, because there's lots that we can do to help. Lots of tips we can give parents to help move kids along with those skills.
I read through some of the list, and it's really it's extensive, but it takes the time that we listen to our children, that we actually, you know, when we say things, we listen to what they're referring back to, because it takes them a little bit more time to process things in terms of a conversation, and the taking turns part is key.
Definitely, yeah. And the processing thing is one that parents often find hard to grasp, that really you might have to wait and count to 10 in your head to give your child enough time to respond, which can seem kind of awkward to us, but kids need that. And yeah, the turn taking is really important. So kids learn that early on through just simple little games we play with them, like you might have your baby, and your baby makes a noise, you make a noise back and forth. That's sort of the earliest kind of turn taking. So a really good tip for parents is to make sure they can spend as much time as they can face to face with their kids, because then their kids can see their faces and really they can respond to each other well. Games like peekaboo and stacking blocks.
Yeah, I like the one when you're stacking, because and we do that still. Like we're building Lego or we're building towers, and it's each of you taking the turn, that they understand that there's a give and a take into these relationships.
Exactly, sort of my turn, your turn. Yeah.
You have also some pamphlets or some books that you say really have helped, and these are the tools that you use.
Yeah, these are available for parents to look at, and they give at different ages what we're looking for. So we might be looking for at 12 months, we're looking for kids to be starting to use a certain number of words and to be starting to take turns, and these books can give parents a good resource to decide if they do have a reason to be concerned or not, and also some ideas for things to do. When
you have a parent coming in saying that they think they're concerned, what are their main things that they seem to point out?
With the really young children, a lot of parents come when their kids are just not saying anything. Parents tend to be more tuned in to words than to the nonverbal part of communication, the sort of social stuff. So that's where we're trying to sort of raise awareness of that yeah, words are important, but there's a lot more to communication than just words.
There's a lot more to it. There are some great educational tools that you have, but also take the time, make the call that your services are available, and this is the perfect time to, before they're heading into the school system, that they're feeling that things are caught up, or that they're on the right track.
Definitely, yeah. Okay. And it's always better to give us a call and don't wait and see, because we can do a lot to help.
Language Express is the name of the company. Great. Thanks. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Good communication.
Excellent.
Taking our turns. We are going to check back in with Sarah Freemark. Going bicycling in the nice warm weather?
That would be nice.
That would be nice. We're checking out Bicycle World with Sarah in Cornwall.